Does having familiarity with the judge help you as the attorney negotiate a contested divorce case?
I think yes. That said, I mean, certainly in the greater New York City area, judges tend to change once every 3 to 5 years anyway. So it's not as though you can get great familiarity with any given judge. But let's put it this way. I would rather be in my element, know the court staff, know the judges, than to go to a courthouse that I don't regularly practice in. So as but one example, in Westchester, we get a fair amount of cases where the other side is represented by an attorney in Manhattan. Well, the attorney that's coming up from Manhattan, they're going to be very familiar with the Manhattan judges and how things work there, but they may not be all that familiar with how things work in Westchester. And every court works differently. Every judge works differently. So unless you're really familiar with how this particular judge likes to do things, you're not going to be able to maneuver as well as an attorney that does the vast majority of their practice in that county. And that's what I tell my clients. So if I have a potential client that comes into my offices are in Westchester and the Bronx. And if they come in and they say, hey, I want to retain you for a Manhattan case or a Brooklyn case, I do cases there, but I try and let them know I don't practice regularly there. So you need to factor that in to the decisions as to whether you hire an attorney that's coming in from the outside. Now, some clients or potential clients want that because they think, rightly or wrongly, that if an attorney regularly practices in a particular county, that they're really not going to put up all that much of a fight because they don't want to, ruffle the feathers of somebody that they have to work with on a regular basis. And I can't really say whether that's true or false as a general proposition. May very well be true in individual cases, but I don't know that that's really true. It's dependent on the attorney that you hire. And that's really something that you have to, as a potential client, kind of interview, so to speak, your potential attorney and say, look, are you the type of an attorney that is going to put up a good fight if a fight is needed in my case? Sometimes if you have to go against the inclinations of the judge or go against the inclinations of an attorney representing a child, are you that type of an attorney that's going to be willing to do that? If the answer is yes, and they think that that is warranted in their case, well, then they have their answer irrespective of where the case is. But if the attorney says, well, no, I'm kind of a go along, get along type of person, and they think that, it's a hotly contested case, that might not be the attorney for you, irrespective of what county the case is in or what county the attorney is in.